everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Glow Up Guide. Today I'm going to be doing an episode that I wanted to do for a really long time, and I've mentioned a couple of things related to it before, but today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite books. So me and a bunch of people I know, my friends and stuff, they think, and I think, that I have a good taste in books, if not much else. So with 2024 quickly approaching, I wanted to talk about some of my favorite personal development books to help you prepare for the new year. And these 5 personal development books are also great. If you don't really know which ones to read, start with these 5 because they cover a lot of the bases of, I guess, if you're reading these books, life improvement. I don't know what to call it. Self-improvement. I don't really know, but yeah. And with it being winter break and freezing cold outside, so you might be stuck inside all day. I know today it was really, really foggy outside. You could not see a thing. I don't even know if you went outside, you'd be able to see your hand. It was freezing cold. So, those kinds of days, my gosh, country accent. I'm watching too much Young Sheldon, I swear. Okay, so Young Sheldon is the best show ever. Go watch it right now. It's a bit concerning, and the family's insane, but Young Sheldon, really good. And I'm scared that I'm picking up a country accent from it. So, ignore any bits of that. I have not recently moved to Texas, just so you know. I'm still in Virginia, very much so, yes. So, ignore that. So, I just want to share a decent amount of my favorite fiction books that every person alive should read because they're so freaking good. I'm only sharing a few for now because when I was writing the script, I realized it was getting really, really long. So, I'm definitely going to do more later. So put in my Q&A if you want to hear about more fiction books because I have tens upon tens upon tens, so that more than I can give you. So yeah, and they'll keep you entertained because winter break's coming up really soon. So yeah. Before moving on to that, I just want to make a grand announcement. Drum roll, yay! So we have officially hit 100 plays. Yes, we have hit 100 plays, guys. So, huge milestone for me, and I know it's not that much considering that I've had this podcast for honestly a really decent amount of time. I know there are other podcasters who have gotten to 100,000 plays and downloads in under a year, and I've had my podcast for what? So, starting in August, September, October, November, December. This is the 5th month, and I've gotten to 100 plays, but it's really a huge milestone for me. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy that I got to 100 plays because I thought I was never going to get there. And I forgot what number I said. I think I said 175 to 200. That's when I'm starting the podcast email. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, and I also hit 3 new countries somehow very quickly. So Brunei, I really hope I'm saying that right. I have not searched up the pronunciation. I don't even know where it is. What else? South Africa and Mauritius. That is the fastest spread I've ever had to 3 different areas. I'm really, really excited. It's not even that much. I think I don't even know. 80% of my plays are from the United States. So yeah, I don't really know. But I'm really excited that I got to 100 plays. It's a huge milestone for me. And even though Spotify for podcasters is how to get your first milestone of 100 plays. Not gonna lie, my best milestone was probably the first play. But that was my mom because I was I finished recording the first episode. I literally ran downstairs. I'm like, Mom, I finished recording. Go listen. And she's like, you finished? And then she literally flips to Spotify so fast and listens to it. So, kind of counts, I guess. I don't really know because most of the plays I first got were people I knew. I don't really know. The analytics let me see a decent amount, but I still don't know. Anyway, moving on to one thing we're grateful for and one thing we're happy about. Okay, so one thing I'm grateful for is this podcast, definitely. I mean, I mentioned the milestone thing earlier. Grateful for this podcast. I'm grateful that people listen to it. Grateful for all of you guys for that for that one comment I got. That was amazing. I love all of you guys, and I genuinely did not think this podcast was going to get to 100 plays within 5 months. I get that it's a really long time. And I might be being stupid about it, but just, don't mention it. Yeah, when I start that email, just send me an email that's stupid. Okay, please let me have my happiness. Yeah, and if you want to, share that with me, but, don't be a naysayer. Ew. No one likes that. Anyway, so I'm just really grateful for this podcast, And it's kind of a passion project right now. I may or may not monetize it later, but I don't want to give you all like annoying ads. So probably not going to. And also I have to hit 1,000 listeners, which is even harder, in 60 days to be able to monetize it. So I don't even think I'm going to get there for a really long time. But yeah, for now it's a passion project. I mean, I really love it. It sucked up so much of my free time because I have to write word for word scripts because I cannot function with a mere outline. So I'm really grateful for this podcast for taking up most of my free time and keeping me occupied. And I'm grateful for all the people that listen to it. The support I used to have from my mother when I started it. Yeah, I'm just so grateful. And one thing I'm happy about. Okay, so Christmas is coming up. Jonas, Christmas is coming up. So me and my brother, we always make like this paper tree because we, like, I don't know, it's for fun. We make a cone out of paper and then we stick a bunch of green construction paper loops onto it and call it a tree. And I found some Christmas socks that we're gonna use as stockings. Don't ask. I have a very weird family and I'm also very weird myself. But I'm just really happy because the Christmas spirit, and I'm really happy because I ordered a bunch of gifts for my mom and younger brother off of Amazon today. So that's really fun. I'm really excited for those to arrive, but yeah, not gonna mention what they are because I don't know, they might listen to it. But yeah, I'm really happy about that, and I am grateful for like the best mom ever and the most annoying, but also considerate younger brother. He's definitely a menace, and not a cute one, but whatever. He's so annoying. But I'm so grateful that I have them in my life. They're the best people ever. And to my mom, if you're listening, best mom ever. Yeah, I love you. Okay, so moving along to the actual content. Okay, so I messed that up. It's 4 books. Sorry, 4 personal development books. So number 1, let's start with these 4 to help you get ready for the new year. As I know, New Year is in like 2 weeks. So yeah, my next episode is like New Year's Eve weekend, I think, because I'm following a 2 weeks in scheduling. So it may or may not be a little off because I know December 31st is a Sunday, and I do try to publish on Sundays. I don't really know, but that episode's coming out, like how to prepare for the new year and create resolutions, confidence tips, goal setting, like how to give yourself a glow up for the new year, things like that. Okay, so my number 1 absolute favorite personal development book, the 5 a.m. Club. So this book, the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. This book is the holy grail, okay? It is the best. I've read tons and tons of personal development books, and I can for sure say, without even thinking, that this is one of the absolute best. Like, this is the number 1 on my list, okay? This book has legit changed my entire perspective on life, and I'm only 13. Okay, I'm only 13, and this book is legitimate meant for adults. Don't ask. But it has, like, changed how I think about the concept of life, okay? Like, completely. And I sound like a philosopher saying this, but just listen to me, hear me out, okay? Best book ever. So, despite its name, it's an amazing book full of different concepts and advice on how to make the most of your life with what you have. And even if you do wake up late, this book will surely change your thinking, and you'll end up waking up earlier anyway because it's that persuasive. I am still struggling with waking up early, but I think it's just because I'm like a teenager, middle school student. I don't really know. But that's just life, I guess. I don't get it. It's confusing. I don't know. So yeah, I think it'll persuade you. I even bought this book, which is how high I hold this standard to, because I only buy nonfiction books, okay? All the fiction books I own are from either that library book sale I went to over the summer with my mom, or like from some school programs, because my school does some programs where they hand out like free books, and my old elementary school used to do that as well. So that's where my fiction books come from, and I buy most of my nonfiction books. Actually, not all of them, yeah. I only buy them if they're hella good, and they have to, and that's how high of a standard I hold them to if I actually bought the book. Okay, so the list of nonfiction books I bought, Better Than Before, have not read it yet. Atomic Habits, have not read it yet. 5 a.m. Club, got it for my birthday, have not read it yet. How to Win Friends and Influence People, bought it like for a sale thing, but it's also a good book, so I really want to read it. I think that's pretty much it. I really want to buy the book Good Vibes, Good Life, though, because that's another really good one. And yeah. So that's pretty much all the books that I bought. I only buy them if they're that really good, and I know I'm going to read them over and over. So that just goes to show how amazing the book is. I would advise for you all to do the same and buy the book, because this book, I thought it was taking me days to read. It took me almost a month to read, because I had to keep rereading everything, and I read it really, really slowly, considering the fact that I'm a really fast reader. I read nonfiction books slowly in general. I read this one like at half the pace. So it took me a month to read, and every hour I literally got through like 15 or 20 pages. So I would recommend that you buy the book instead, because like getting it from the public library isn't going to give you enough time, and they're going to be like, you need to bring the book back or you can pay a fine, and that fine is pretty hefty. So my advice. So yeah, it explains how to live your life and how to like commit to taking control over your own life by waking up at 5 a.m. It also explains that how you are the one in control of your life and not any other exterior thing. You, your mind, your spiritual self is what is in control of your own life. Okay? That's the main concept of it. And if some other exterior thing is controlling your life, this book explains how to get your life back and make it so that you control it. You are the one and only thing that your life is controlled by and will ever be controlled by and pulled by, led by, anything like that. It also explains how you can set yourself up for success by going in detail over exactly what you should do in these wee hours of the morning. It will make you rethink your life and life decisions in a good way, though, to set you up for success. Okay, so now I'm going to give you guys a summary of the book that is on the inside of the cover, because I feel like it's necessary. So here we go. Legendary leadership and elite performance expert Robin Sharma introduced the 5 a.m. club concept over 20 years ago, based on a revolutionary morning routine that has helped his clients maximize their productivity, achieve their best health, and bulletproof their serenity in this age of overwhelming complexity. Now, in this life-changing book, handcrafted by the author over a vigorous 4-year time period, you will discover the early rising habit that has helped so many accomplish epic results while upgrading their happiness, helpfulness, and feelings of aliveness. Through an enchanting and often amusing story about two struggling strangers that met an eccentric tycoon who became their secret mentor, the 5 a.m. Club will walk you through 1. How great geniuses, business titans, and the world's greatest, wisest people start their mornings to produce astonishing achievements. So many big words, oh my gosh. 2. A little known formula you can use to wake up early feeling inspired, focused, and flooded with fury, drive to get the most out of each day. Number 3. A step-by-step method to protect the quietest hours of day so you have time for exercise, self-renewal, and personal growth. Number 4. A neuroscience-based practice proven to help make it easy to rise while most people are sleeping, giving you precious time to think, express your creativity, and begin the day peacefully instead of being rushed. Number 5. Insider-only tactics to defend your gifts, talents, and dreams against digital distraction and trivial diversions so you enjoy your fortune, influence, and make a magnificent impact on the world. Part manifesto for mystery, part playbook for genius grade productivity, and part companion for life lived beautifully. The 5 a.m. Club is a work that will transform your life forever. I'm really sorry about all the mispronunciations. There are so many big words in this description. I don't know who wrote. Well, yeah, obviously the author wrote it. Anyway, too many big words for me. So moving along, I will say this is the one book that I would recommend if someone asked me for personal development books. Excuse me. So this is the first book I would recommend without a single thought. If someone's like, okay, can you give me best recommendations for personal development books? 5 a.m. Club. Go read it. Simple. So now moving on to the second book, Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. I mentioned this earlier. I know I mentioned this in a couple of my other episodes. I think I mentioned it in my friendship episode. It's like positive friends and stuff. I don't really know. Yeah, I think so. So this book is also really good. This is my second favorite personal development book. Oh, by the way, these are all like arranged in order of the way I thought of writing them. I don't know, like the order of what I think you should read them in, I guess. So this is my second favorite. I would still recommend it without a second thought, though. Just maybe not as fast as 5 a.m. Club. I'd be like 5 a.m. Club. Oh yeah, and Good Vibes, Good Life. So that's what I would do. In this book, Vex King explains how self-love, the law of attraction, and the law of vibration are the key to unlocking the greatness that is deeply buried within you. Now for the summary on the inner cover. For 3 years of his childhood, Vex had no fixed home. His family lived with relatives and for short periods of time in a housing shelter. As a teenager, he was uncomfortable with who he was and felt hurt by the world. These childhood experiences haunted him for many years, but now he views them as a blessing. He knows that he created his drive to find the way out of his misery and a path towards a better life. In this book, Vex shares his wisdom on life, love, and purpose in hope that you will feel guided to release undesirable feelings, experience more joy, and live a greater life. He believes that greatness cannot exist without purpose. Purpose, love, selflessness, humility, appreciation, kindness, and our highest priority as human beings, happiness. His aim is to help you become better than the person you were yesterday, every day, in each and every way. The main points of this book are 1. Practice self-care. Overcome toxic energy and prioritize your well-being. 2. Cultivate positive lifestyle habits, including mindfulness and meditation. 3. Change your beliefs to invite great opportunities into your life. 4. Manifest your goals using tried and tested techniques. 5. Overcome fear and flow with the universe. 6. Find your higher purpose and become a shining light for others. Okay, so overall, this book is really good. Great place to start if you need to begin with a personal development book, as there are so many out there. Still would recommend it off the top of my head, like right after 5 AM Club, but anyway. Now moving on to the third book, Bored and Brilliant by Manoush Zomorodi. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably going to mispronounce it. Don't know, but yeah. This book is really interesting. It explains how boredom and spacing out are like the key to unlocking your greater potential. So third on my list, but I still love it. It would probably take me a bit of thinking to get to it, but yeah. It also explains how screens and like our modern lives in our modern society kind of impact productivity and lead us astray from our goals. Amazing book. It shows the connection between boredom and spacing out and that go and unlock your greater potential and be the better version of yourself within you. So now for the inner cover summary. In 2015, Manoush Zomorodi's host of WNYC's popular podcast and radio show, Note to Self, led thousands and thousands of listeners through an experiment to help them unplug from their devices, get bored, jumpstart their creativity, and change their lives. Bored and Brilliant builds on that experiment to show how to rethink our gadgets' use to live better and smarter in this new digital ecosystem. Manoush explains the connection between boredom and original thinking, explaining how we can harness boredom's hidden benefits to become our most productive and creative selves, without totally abandoning our gadgets in the process. Grounding the book in the neuroscience and cognitive psychology or physiology of mind wandering, what our minds do when we do nothing at all. Manoush includes practical steps you can take to ease the nonstop busyness and enhance your ability to dream, wonder, and gain clarity in your work and life. The outcome is mind-blowing. Okay, so really good book. It is really interesting too. Definitely read if you get like need to get like more productive, or you feel like you're just like stuck in a slump. Don't really know how to describe it. Just stuck in an unproductive slump. Yeah. Okay. So the fourth book on my list is I Am That Girl by Alexis Jones. So this is a really inspirational motivation book about finding your passion and not being afraid to chase your dreams down. Honestly, I'm 13 years old, and this made me feel like really motivated and inspired me too. So imagine what it can do for people who are older and have more control over their lives. She talks about personal life experiences, motivating book. Oh my god, I'm at the wrong spot. Okay. And I think I've mentioned this book about a few times on this podcast. I really love it. I'm usually not very interested in motivational books at all. Like, I hate them. They're just full of sappy shit, in my opinion. So yeah, but I Am That Girl is one of the few inspirational books I freaking love and will actually recommend, without cringing. So yeah, a must read for anyone who feels kind of stuck or doesn't really know what to do with their lives. And also another really annoying problem with like inspirational books and like empowerment books is that they're like cheesy, but this one is like designed to be like a conversation with your best friend, and I, as having read it, can confirm that. So yeah. So, this is a really good book for someone who feels kind of stuck or doesn't really know what to do with their lives, like college students maybe, I don't know, or feel like their life has a bunch of roadblocks they need to overcome. She also includes really simple, like quick exercises you can do to kind of like find yourself, I guess, find your purpose, I don't know. Yeah. So, now for the inner cover summary. In a crazy, media distracted world, the important question often gets lost, like, who do you want to be? What's your passion? What's your purpose? Alexis Jones has built a career listening to and helping girls and women figure out how the answers to those questions in order to inspire them to think for themselves, to speak their truth, to discover their purpose, and to dream huge. Alexis believes that you're not broken, nor do you need to be fixed. You are already that girl who creates magic wherever she goes, who lives fearlessly, and who inspires those around her to dream bigger, who will leave the world better just for having been in it. Stop listening to that stupid voice inside your head that tells you you're not good enough. Stop worrying that you don't have the perfect body, perfect job, perfect relationship, or perfect anything for that matter. Stop letting other people draw boundaries, and it's your life. So stop letting other people draw boundaries inside of your life. And start living the life that you really want right now. The one you didn't think you had the courage to imagine, but the one that's absolutely possible. Including stories from 30 incredible women, Alexis has compiled everything she learned into one complete guide to being that girl, the best version of you. Overall, really good book. So now let's move on to the parts I am even more excited about, the fiction books, because to be honest, these are really good, interesting, like nonfiction personal development books. I swear I cannot read anyway. But I love fiction books even more. I will always love fiction books, but yeah. So these are a decent chunk of fiction books. They were going to hook you from page one and be so good, they will leave you sad at the end of the book that it is over. Okay? So, number one. And also, these are not in any particular order like the previous section. Number one, The New Girl by Jessie Q. Satanto. I think I'm saying that right. Wow. I finished reading this book maybe about like 2 weeks ago. I don't really know. I absolutely loved it. I read it all in a day, over 4 hours. Like my mom was yelling at me to get out of bed. I'm like, no, I am reading a book. I was that determined to finish it. Really good. I'm grateful that I did that, even if I didn't get to make my pancakes because it was too late. But oh shucks, that's fine. Okay, so it's about Leah, the new girl at Draycott Academy. She's there on a scholarship and has never been more out of place amidst all of his fellow students who have private planes, fancy drugs, and hell expensive clothes. Leah's broke as hell. This school is insane, and everyone's kind of a snob, like most spoiled rich kids. But yeah, that's basically what they are. So besides, she's constantly being made fun of everything. Great. Until she finds a dead girl in the office of a teacher who wants her out of the school. As she tries to get to the bottom of this, she finds things that no one was supposed to know. Okay, now for the cover summary. Leah Setiawan, I think I'm saying that right, is the new girl at school. After getting over the shock that she won a full-ride scholarship to Draycott Academy for track, Leah is determined to make it work, even though she never felt more out of place in a school full of students who have private planes, designer drugs, and bags that cost more than her car. But Draycott isn't as shiny as beautiful as the brochures say. There's something rotten hidden at its core that no one wants anyone to know. So, something that is already starting to corrupt Leah. When a dead girl is discovered in the classroom of a teacher who is determined to see Leah fail, she tries to get to the bottom of what could have happened. But as Leah digs deeper into the case and Draycott's secrets, she realizes everyone in her life and at the school has something to hide. If she doesn't learn how to beat them at their own twisted game, she'll be the next girl to wind up dead. Okay, so overall, really good book. Goes out with a bang. Definitely. Finished it in one day. So, really twisted. Definitely read. Okay, so moving on to the next book, November 9th by Colleen Hoover. Okay, so Colleen Hoover is a really popular author on Book Talk, and I'll admit that's where I got it from. But in my own opinion, really good author. And I have read some of her books that were not discovered on Book Talk. But anyway, so yeah, really amazing author. She's like my new favorite author now. So yeah, and the exact book is my own opinion. So Fallon, who is an aspiring actor, meets Ben, who wants to become an author. They met at a restaurant when Fallon was having breakfast with her dad before moving from Los Angeles. Weird way of meeting up, but you should read the book to understand what I mean. It's crazy. That very imperfect timing of meeting and their instant attraction leads them to spend their last day in Los Angeles together, and Fallon's pretty crazy life becomes the fuel Ben needed for his novel. They make a plan to meet on the exact same day every single year for maybe 5 years or so, until Fallon begins to doubt their relationship, wondering if Ben truly thinks the relationship they have means something to him. Now for the inner cover summary, or the back cover summary. Fallon meets Ben, an aspiring novelist, the day before her scheduled cross-country move. Their untimely attraction leads them to spend Fallon's last day in LA together, and her eventful life becomes the creative inspiration Ben has always sought for his novel. Over time, and amidst the various relationships and tribulations of their own separate lives, they continue to meet on the same day every year, until one day Fallon becomes unsure if Ben has been telling her the truth or fabricating the perfect reality for the sake of an ultimate plot twist. Can Ben's relationship with Fallon and simultaneously his novel be considered a love story if it ends in heartbreak? Okay, so overall, I love this book. It was amazing. Read it in a day. Definitely you should read. So moving on to the next book, which is probably one of my favorite freaking books ever. And I say that to a lot of books, but this is, wow, insane. Okay, I will recommend this to everyone I ever meet until the day I die. So this book is Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris. Best freaking book ever. So I read literally almost all of it in a day. That addicting. Yes, it is freaking addicting, okay? I think this is more addicting than drugs. Not like I've done drugs before. Okay, that sounded really long, but really wrong. But anyway. So I had maybe 70 pages left the next day. I had to go with me to school. Okay. So I stayed up until 4 a.m. wondering about the damn book, and I should have just asked my mom to let me finish it, but I didn't, and then I was sleep deprived the next day. So I woke up and I was nearly late to school because I was reading it. I kept reading. Okay, so I took it with me to school the next day because my school is like really strict and adamant on students carrying a book at all times, and that is true. They make you read like all the time. Anyway, I read it legitimate every chance I got that day. Okay, so Jack and Grace were a legit fantasy couple. They're perfect. Jack has looks and wealth, and Grace is an elegant, dedicated housewife. Perfect combination. They have perfect dinner parties, both adore Grace's younger disabled sister, and go on grand vacations. But are they really that perfect? Some might be wondering what really happens behind that door once it's closed. Jack is a prisoner and torments Grace due to his past traumas. That's how she cooks and eats such grand meals and remains stick thin. And Jack has grand plans to torture her even more. Okay, now for the description. Newlyweds Jack and Grace. Anyway, so cover. Everyone knows a couple like Jack and Grace. He has looks and wealth. She has charm and elegance. He is a dedicated attorney who has never lost a case. She's a flawless homemaker, a masterful gardener and cook, and dotes on her disabled younger sister. Though they are still newlyweds, they seem to have it all. You might not want to like them, but you do. You're hopelessly charmed by the ease and comfort of their home, by the graciousness of the dinner parties they throw. You'd like to get to know Grace better. But it's difficult because you realize Jack and Grace are inseparable. Some might call this true love. Others might wonder why Grace never answers the phone, or why she can never meet for coffee, even though she doesn't work. How can she cook such elaborate meals and remain so slim? Or why does she never seem to take anything with her, even when she leaves the house? Not even a pen. And why are there such high security metal shutters on all the downstairs windows? Some might wonder what's really going on once the dinner party is over, and once the front door has closed. Okay. This book is like guaranteed to haunt you. I think that's what the review says on the cover of it. But amazing. Okay? Freaking amazing. Love this book. Okay. So every person alive should read this book. Now, moving on to the next one. Also really good. How I'll Kill You by Ben DiStefano. This is an insane book. So there's this set of triplets, and when one of them kills her first boyfriend, by pure accident, One of the other sisters is freaking enraged by what said boyfriend did to her sister. She had a gash on her shoulder, by the way. So this sister, Moody, is so enraged that she also says that she will murder her first boyfriend as well. Hence the family tradition of marking innocent men as targets, making them fall in love with them, and then brutally murdering them. It's pretty messed up. Now it's finally Sissy's turn to follow in her family's footsteps. Sissy's target is Edison, a young widow. She falls in love with him, which isn't supposed to happen. Her sisters are unaware of this and keep pressuring Sissy to kill him already, and after a while, even offer to kill him for her. But even if Sissy does something, would she be the one 6 feet under? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so now for the inner cover summary. So, let me get it up for a second. Make him want you, make him love you, make him dead. Sissy has an interesting family. Always the careful one, always the cautious one. She has handled the cleanup while her serial killer sisters, have carved a path of carnage across the U.S. Now, as they arrive in the Arizona heat, Sissy must step up and embrace the family pastime of making a man fall in love and then murdering him. Her first target, a young widower named Edison, and their mutual attraction is instant. While their relationship progresses, and most couples would be thinking about picking out china patterns and moving in together, Sissy's family is reminding her to think about picking burial sites and moving on. This is then something Sissy has never anticipated happens. She begins to feel protective of Edison, and before she can help it, she has fallen in love. The clock is ticking, and her sisters are growing restless. It becomes clear that the gravesite she chooses will hide a body no matter what happens, but if she betrays her family, will it be hers? Okay, so this is a really good book. Freaking love it. Took me forever to finish. But I was so determined to find out what happens. It literally took me like a whole day to finish. Not even like a couple hours a day. Whole day. Yeah, so this is one of those books you have to set like a whole day aside for and finish in a day because you are no way getting any sleep if you don't finish. So, yeah. And moving on to the next book, No Exit by Taylor Adams. Oh my god. This book will pull you in and not let you go in a way like no other book has and ever will. If you are the kind of person that loves books that have a capital I for insane plot twists, then you will absolutely have to read this book and will absolutely love it. Okay, back to the book. Darby is going to Utah to see her severely ill mother. In the middle of a freaking blizzard. Yes, a blizzard. It's bad enough that she gets stuck at a creepy AF rest stop with 4 other fellow travelers, only to find a little girl in a dog kennel in one of their cars. But who is it? And why such a young girl? Darby doesn't have much time to find the answer to these questions and save the girl. But as she tries to save the girl, she finds out that everyone has secrets to hide. As all these secrets unfold themselves, Darby might be the one to end up dead. Okay, so now for the cover summary. Soon to be a Hulu original film, fast-paced, edge-of-your-seat thriller about a determined young woman who struggles to save a kidnapped child while trapped in a blizzard, and who must unmask and outwit a deviously twisted psychopath before it's too late. Kidnapped girl locked in stranger's van. No help for miles. What would you do? On her way to Utah to see her dying mother, college student Darby Thorne gets stuck in a fierce blizzard in the middle of Colorado. When, with the roads impassable, she's forced to wait out this storm at a sketchy, remote highway rest stop. Inside are some vending machines, a coffee maker, and 4 complete strangers. Desperate to find out a signal to call home, Darby goes back out into the storm and makes a horrifying discovery. In the back of the van next to her car, a little girl is locked in an animal crate. Who is the child? Why has she been taken? And how can Darby save her? There's no cell phone's reception, no telephone, and no way out. One of her fellow travelers is a kidnapper. But which one? Trapped in an increasingly dangerous situation with her child's life and her own on the line, Darby must find a way to break out of the van, get the girl, and escape. But who can she trust? With exquisitely controlled pacing, Taylor Adams diabolically ratchets up the tension with every page. Full of terrifying twists and hairpin turns, No Exit will have you on the edge of your seat and leave you breathless once you finish. Well, that last statement's definitely true. Okay. Amazing book. Really screwed up. A complete twist is what makes for a good plot. Okay, so it's kind of boring for like the first third of the book, but you kind of have to read it to understand the rest of it. Oh my god. Amazing. Anyway, must read. To end our podcast episode today, I have a quote for you guys from an unknown author. Okay, so here's the quote. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies, and a man who never reads only lives one. Bye, guys. Rate, follow, and share this podcast. Drink some water, and I love you all.